The woolly mammoth was the most important object in Ice Age human existence, and calling it just an animal feels like an understatement. A single mammoth could feed an entire group for weeks, which in calorie terms was genuinely life-saving. But humans weren't just eating mammoths, they were building their homes out of them too. Archaeologists in Mezhyrish, Ukraine, found circular shelters constructed almost entirely from mammoth bones, dating back around 18,000 years. The foundations were mammoth skulls and long bones pressed into frozen ground. The walls used tusks and flat bones as structural elements, and animal hides stretched over the frame for insulation. The reason was simple. In the vast open tundra of Ice Age Europe, timber was scarce, but mammoth remains were everywhere. So when you needed a house, you built it from the same creature you had for dinner. If that isn't the most efficient use of a carcass in human history, nothing is. Before you picture a cozy mammoth bone cottage with a little garden out front, the evidence tells a different story. Radiocarbon dating of the Mezhyrish structures suggests groups visited only briefly, sometimes just a few times over hundreds of years, before moving on when conditions demanded it. The classic image of the cave-dwelling prehistoric human isn't very accurate either. Rather than living deep inside caves, early humans in Europe more commonly built shelters against cliff faces and rock overhangs, draping animal hides from the natural ledges to block the wind, with a fire burning inside for warmth. A good shelter was the difference between surviving the night and not surviving it. And yet these people rarely had one that could be called permanent. You built what you could, used it while you needed it, and then you moved. Your entire life was essentially one long frozen relocation. And if you were going to survive that relocation, you needed to be wearing something considerably better than a loose animal hide. The invention of the needle around 30,000 years ago has been described by anthropologist Brian Fagan as the single most important invention in human history, and he's not being dramatic. Before the needle, early humans draped themselves in loose, ill-fitted animal hides that also doubled as sleeping bags and baby carriers. It was functional in the way that wrapping yourself in a curtain is technically clothing. It covered you, but it left enormous gaps for cold air to rush in and body heat to escape. The needle, carved from ivory or bone, changed all of that. It allowed for tight-fitting, tailored, layered clothing that actually trapped body heat effectively. Ice Age tailors selected different pelts, reindeer, Arctic fox, and hare, scraping them clean with stone tools before